Easiest way to do this is to say happy birthday to my father, who turned 77 yesterday. Greetings, my name is Brian. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. This week we are celebrating my venture into whiskey, my father's birthday, the end of November, the end of Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month, with this. I'm not sure if this is a whiskey. I think it is. It says whiskey on it. It is. Now, this little dandy, this little devil, this little bottle, I purchased from Crowded Barrel. This is the second Errant barrel I've done. This one, most importantly, has a few things I need to point out. First, it's coming in at 50%. This is batch 3, distilled in Scotland, aged and bottled by Crowded Barrel Whiskey Co. in Austin, Texas. Island New Make, aged in Lefroy, quarter cask barrels for 3 years and 1 month. Simplest thing I can talk about, oh gosh, this is the whole thing, isn't it? Simplest thing I can say here is that the earliest introduction into drinking whiskey as something to be enjoyed, something to be enjoyed rather than to be taken in shots, was via Lefroy. My father recorded a book called Whiskey Women. The link to that is down below. And in that audiobook, they talked about something called Lefroy, which is this crazy peated, some people find very offensive, some people find absolutely incredible whiskey. Now I can't remember if I've actually done a video on Lefroy. I feel like I have. And if I have, it's up there. But with that, Lefroy was our introduction to the great vastness of the whiskey world, and specifically of Scotch, and specifically of Islay peated Scotch. So this being finished in Lefroy barrels makes it very appropriate to be what I celebrate my father's birthday with. Nope, just a bit. Oh, Jesus. Spilling anything with Lefroy in the name is dangerous. I'm only pouring a very little because this is a very little bottle. But as you can see, this is typically a lot lighter than a lot of the whiskeys I pour on my channel. Usually I'm a bourbon guy these days, sometimes rye. But this one, even after 3 years, is still pretty pale. I will say this one's kissed by sunshine. That seems to be the best way I can put it. And considering it was aged in Texas, 3 years in Scotland would look very different than this does. Onto the nose. Woof. Yes, that was finished in Lefroy. It's not overbearing. This is a sweet peat. Very tamped down. Reminds me of the beach. But there's more vanilla and some berry fruit notes. So raspberry, blackberry, maybe a little strawberry involved. What makes peated scotches so nice to me is they bring those forward for me, whereas someone else who's never had Lefroy would stick their nose in this and go, "What the hell are you doing? Get that away from me." Oh yeah, this is almost, this is weirdly familiar. It's making me think of other lightly peated scotches, so like Oban 14 or Brooklotic. Yeah, sweet vanilla, a little bit of pepper. A lot of the fruit notes are more present. And I am once again salivating. Oh, okay. Lemon. There's a slight lemon rind. Ugh. It smells so good. It smells so good. I'm going to sip it now. Onto the palate. Oh, yeah. Simple. Little vanilla. No berry. Ooh, hello. Going into a dry finish. Not too much spice. First sip. Shouldn't be talking about this. I like that. That was really nice. And just like I said, it's reminding me of other peated scotches that I've had. Nothing as extreme as Lefroy or Ardbeg may be, but there are a lot of lighter peat options out there that I have enjoyed and have on my shelf right now. You know what? It's making me think of some of the Scotch over here. You can't see them as well right now, but the Game of Thrones has an Oban in there, and maybe a couple others that have some peat to it. All right. One more sip, hold on the palate, swirl it around, and see what else I can figure out from that. Ooh. The sweetness builds if you hold on your palate longer. And there's just a touch of spice, like a little pepper. That's it. Barely even a prickle, like a tingle. Like a, if you've ever had an extremity go numb, like it goes to sleep, it's that kind of tingle. But it's not uncomfortable. It's actually nice. It's pleasant. And it's fairly simple. Considering how long it was in a barrel, I can understand why there's not a whole bunch of extremeness coming out of this, since it was, as I assume, a used Lefroy barrel, which is why they used it. So the impact would be a little less. But for what it is, it's really nice. Like, this is something I could pour far too much of in a glass and sip for a few hours, easily. I wouldn't necessarily have it in a Glencairn. I would have it in more of a rocks glass. This would be nice. It would be good for a nice winter's day, actually. That's what I'm thinking of. It would be snowing out. To summarize, peppery, vanilla, touch of lemon, salt. Sea salt in the air, like if you were at the beach. So I'm probably getting a little bit of seaweed in there. And a palate. There was something in there, but it went really fast. Vanilla, peppery, sweet, dry finish. Actually, ashy finish. Yeah, and the longer you hold on your palate, the more the peat comes forward. It starts to, it's this peppery note. It's got a little bit of smokiness to it. This is the analogy I've used before. It's a campfire at a beach. But in this case, you would be very far away from it, but you would see it and you would smell it. Oh, that's really nice. The easiest way I can sum it up is that it's reminding me of Open 14, which, of course, is one of the scotches I really enjoy having. There you have it, folks. As always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome, and I will see you out there. Thank you for joining me on KillCo Whiskey Musings. You can find my social media and Patreon in the links below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.